Hey guys, what's up? I'm just Joni, along with Chris Maltsburger, and this is the QC FitFest podcast. We are so happy to have you along for this episode today, and we are becoming even more excited for the September 11th Health and Fitness Expo that we've got going on downtown Davenport at the River Center. Super easy to find. You can go online to find out more as well, qcfitfest.com. And you can also check out all of our podcasts, our previous podcasts and future ones. Just keep an eye on the website, qcfitfest.com. Chris Maltsburger, what is going on today?
Not much, Joni. Just ready and ramped up for another an amazing podcast interview with an amazing guest. Obviously, we've been kind of rock and rolling through all of our podcasts, like you just mentioned. If anybody wants to check those out, they can check us out at the Buzzsprout link or our YouTube channel, or you can just go visit us on Facebook at the QC FitFest Facebook page to see all of our other podcasts. But tonight, I'm very excited. We have Eric, who is the Chief Operations Officer at Limitless Male Medical Clinic. Eric, where are you joining us from tonight anyway? What city and state are you from?
Yeah, hey guys. We're coming in live from Omaha, Nebraska, which is our world headquarters, our headquarters in the Midwest. So,
very cool.
Omaha.
So I knew you weren't in the Quad Cities, so you're in Omaha, Nebraska. Eric is kindly jumping on to represent his company. We're very thankful he's coming in. The clinic that we're going to be dealing with for all of our listeners in the Quad Cities is located at 912 Middle Road in Bettendorf, Iowa. It's in the Duck Creek Plaza. And our point of contact over there, his name is Jason, and Jason will be the one that's going to be at our expo Saturday, September 11th, running the booth. And we're just really pleased to have you on. Joni, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is Limitless Male Medical Clinic. And so, Eric, I'm just going to start off right on the bat asking you more about the clinic, who you offer services to, and who it is that you are serving in the Quad Cities area.
Yeah. So our mission statement and our mission in the work that we do is enhancing, educating, and empowering men to be their best. So, our goal is to serve any male who may be dealing with any of the side effects of low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or sexual performance issues, or really just maybe hasn't gotten the answers from other places that they've searched for in the healthcare community, and are looking for improvement in their life or in the lives of those around them. Really, that's who we're targeting. That's our goal. That's what we're here to do and who we're here to serve.
Yeah. I'll just say it. I'm just going to break the ice with this one. And that is that sex is every bit a part of a healthy lifestyle as anything else that we do. So whether it's making sure that we're intaking the correct nutrients, making sure that our bodies are hydrated, sex is just as important. And it has had such a previous taboo on it, to talk about openly and to have these conversations, but it can really affect your health. It's almost like your health is your wealth. And since sexual health is a part of that, without sexual health in your life, then your life is just as adversely affected as any other ailment that you would come across.
Yeah. 100%. I think one of the most profound things that's changed in our business and our industry, and I think is probably the most prideful point we have as a company, and I think our staff takes the most pride in, is, getting men to come in and admit that they have a problem is a big hurdle and something that, again, we take great pride in. But getting men to come in and share, once they got over that hurdle, how it impacted the lives of the people around them, whether that's sexual or non-sexual, but especially the ones that are sexual in nature. How much cooler could it be to have a guy come in who says, I have a problem, and they trust you enough with that problem to tell you about it, but then to come back and tell you how it impacted their spouses or their partner's well-being, whether that be mental or physical or confidence or, the relationship that they have as a family. There's probably no greater satisfaction in our industry, in our business, and what we do than to A, have patients trust us, and then B, have them trust us enough to share their story with us.
Yeah, no. So Eric, one question I have. So I'm on the website. I know some of the services you guys provide is a testosterone replacement, also erectile dysfunction. And I can only imagine, like you said, for a lot of guys, it's very hard to make that first step to jump in and say, hey, I struggle with this. Is there help for me type situation, right? So when I see this, for a person that is not familiar with a lot of all this stuff and not familiar with your services, how would a guy come to need your services? Is this something that is genetic? Does it come from age? Does it come from an injury? Is it just a mindset? Like how does that play? Or is it all of it?
Yeah, I'd answer all. We have guys who come in who are young. We have guys who come in who are old. We have guys who come in who are in great shape. We have guys who come in who are in terrible health. We kind of fit that full spectrum. And I think each one's so individualized. It could be medications you're taking. It could be a past injury. I mean, there's so many different reasons why people come to see us. I think one of the things that we believe that makes us unique is the fact that, we're not just a testosterone clinic. We kind of outlaw the word just in our facilities. We don't just do something. So you're going to come in, we're going to look at you as a patient, as a whole human being. And then we're going to make decisions based off of a combination of labs and history and feedback of just how you feel. What are you experiencing? What are your goals, right? What do you want from us? What are you looking for? We kind of meld that all together and create an individual plan for every patient who comes in. So, kind of to answer your question, really our goal is just in educating men in this industry of, okay, why would you need our services and what can we do to help you? And getting them to admit, hey, I might need this, or, hey, I've been talking to my doctor a lot about this and I haven't gotten the answers that I wanted or felt like I deserve. That's the niche that we're trying to fill.
No, let me ask you this, and I'm going to pass it to Joni after this, but, walk me through, let's say I'm in there, I'm a client. I come to the front desk and I say, okay, listen, guys, I have lack of energy, really poor sleep, and I've got, a brain fog, right? What do I go from there? Like, what steps what is your response? What steps happen after that? Like, what are you going to recommend? Like I said, I'm coming in, I got lack of energy, I got poor sleep, and I got brain fog. What's your response?
Yeah. And, again, as a non-clinician, I'll be careful with giving any recommendations because our team of medical professionals would handle all that. But, I can tell you just the experience as a patient, what's going to happen is, they're going to take some information. We're going to get your medical history. We're going to walk through some of your past. And then what we're going to do from there is you're going to meet with one of our medical clinicians. So, in Quad Cities, we have a nurse practitioner that's there with us. So you're going to meet with her and walk through what problems you're having, what kind of complaints and concerns you have, what medications you're on, kind of a whole health assessment. And then what we're going to do is draw a comprehensive panel of blood so we can go back through and look at all aspects of your health, and not just hormones, not just testosterone, but all aspects, and see what's going on. From there, we would bring you back for a second appointment just so we can go through those labs. Due to insurance requirements, since we do take and bill insurance, we will, sometimes people have to come back 3 times if that's what their insurance requires, and we can take it. But in most instances, it's 2 or 3 visits, and then we'd lay out a comprehensive plan for, okay, here's what we could do to address your sleep, brain fog, your testosterone. We may walk through some of your other labs that are maybe not in order and give some suggestions and get you to a primary care provider or help kind of get you on the pathway to fix those. If we can treat, obviously testosterone is kind of the basis of our business. So, anyone who would be eligible or has an issue and needs testosterone supplementation, we'd be looking at that. And then we would add on products dependent upon the goals of the patient. So whether that be peptide therapy, like I said, sexual performance or full-blown erectile dysfunction treatments, we would kind of put it all together as a package and say, okay, hey, for you, this is what we think would be best. And then we allow the patients and their financial situations to dictate where they go from there.
Right. Well, I think about preventative medicine a lot, and not really even medicine, but just preventative measures of what we can do to safeguard and protect our health and keep the toxic burden lower in our bodies so that everything is functioning correctly. Is there, or are there any ways through the educational process for male clients in your clinic that any tips that you have to offer to prevent anything from kind of going awry?
Yeah. Johnny, I think one of the neater things, I left a healthcare system and kind of what I'd call traditional medicine to come over and help Limitless grow. And I think one of the most cool things about what we've been able to do is we don't offer magic beanstalk. Us supplementing testosterone isn't going to cure your problems or fix you, right? But we can give you the aid and the tool to make healthier decisions, better decisions in your lifestyle to improve your quality of life and improve some of the side effects that you're having. There are plenty of examples of weight loss and better sleep and better eating and managing diabetes better or managing cholesterol better that we could provide. And it necessarily isn't that we gave testosterone that fixed that, but the jumpstart of getting your testosterone, your hormones back in check allows for, the conversation to say, okay, now we earned your trust. We see improvement. Now let's tackle some of the more complex problems. I would say this, at the end of the day, I think eating right, making better, healthier decisions, better sleep patterns, just making the decisions that you hear about every day that sound so easy, but for some reason are so hard, right? What you put in your body and what you commit to working out and living a better lifestyle. At the end of the day, those are the choices that I think in men and women will help prevent some of the issues that we deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, awesome. I love the preventative mindset because everything functions better. Everything.
It sounds really easy, right?
It does. It does.
Do the basic things and everything will be good and better. And it's so hard to do that.
Well, and then I'm just going to give a shameless plug here for the talk that I'm giving at the event because it's all about, mindset and how we've become so disconnected from our bodies, our intuition, our food supply, what we put into our bodies, and the mindset with which we approach our body from a holistic standpoint absolutely affects the way that we will take care of ourselves, and it affects how we view the word healthy. And so, I think that all kind of plays into the role of obviously sexual health, but also organ health. And all of the organs have to be taken into consideration when it concerns the body and physiology and, optimal function. Chris.
Yeah. So I guess what I want to circle into now is more of a personal question, I guess, because I always like to, on this podcast, we're always about the journey and the path of somebody. So just out of curiosity, Eric, what brought you to Limitless Male Medical Clinic? Like, what was it about this company? Like, do you have a background in any of this, or did you just happen to be did you know somebody? Like, what was your journey? How did you get here?
Yeah, I appreciate it. So it was random. There's probably no other way to put it. I worked as a consultant in healthcare and management. I had run some private practice in traditional healthcare, and then I was working as a healthcare administrator at a hospital system outside of Omaha. There was a purchase a partnership forming with a larger health system, and I was going to lose a lot of the freedom that I had in organizing projects and kind of doing cool things and different things. Going to work for a larger entity. I wasn't real thrilled about it. I got a random message on Facebook, and then a lot of information slid to me. So as a young professional, I always remember my dad saying, no meetings worth saying no to. You go and listen to anybody who's willing to talk to you. So
very good advice, by the way.
Yeah. So I went and took a couple meetings, and it was such a unique thing that around in this area wasn't super known, wasn't very big yet. It's kind of right before a lot of, you start to see a lot of people in our industry trying to do similar things. Had a really unique ideology on how they wanted to grow and what they wanted to do. And then I think the biggest thing for me was the commitment to do it the right way. Right. I think you see a lot of people in our industry kind of coming in and guns blaring, and they just want to make quick sales, as much money as they can make and get out. And that's just not our goal. One of our biggest commitments is to the clinical aspect of what we do, but also we're not in it for the short run, right? We're in this thing for the long haul. We really want to transform the way men receive healthcare. We want it to be more acceptable for men to go see a doctor on a regular basis. so for us, we want to help people achieve their goals and make sure we have lasting relationships with not only our patients, but people in the medical community, that we're someone we can trust, who isn't just there for a quick buck and to kind of jump in and out of industry. So, the alignment of growth, I think, if you're not growing, you're dying. So for me, having the ability to kind of step in a role where, we went from one clinic in 2018 to now having 12 clinics, midway through 2021. So in about 3 years, we've, more than 10x. Having the opportunity and the ability to do that in my career was profound. And it's been such a blessing for me and such a learning opportunity. And, there's not a day I show up to work that I don't love what I do and love the people and love the commitment to the patients that we have. It's been a wild ride, and it's such a random story. It just, you always hear people say like, oh, I just stumbled into this and made a career out of it. And here I am.
Well, you know what? Good for you. And I'm glad that I asked that question. And that's the reason why we ask those questions about people. Everyone does have their own journey and path, and good for you. You were in an industry, you seen that your beliefs and your ideas and everything else was not aligning with where you were at. So you took this opportunity on your dad's advice to never turn down a business call or a business meeting, so to speak. And look where it led you. And that's a major part of, what you just said kind of mirrors the point of the QC FitFest mission, which is it's going to be interactive and engaging, but it's also educational. We want to let people know what is out there and what's available to them. And that's kind of what you're saying on your end of the phone is the same thing. You want to be educated the right way. You want to be, you want to teach people the right way of going in a certain path and for help, health and everything else. So that's truly amazing, Eric. So I'm so glad that you didn't shy away from that question. And thank you for the honesty and the answer, and absolutely amazing. Even one more reason why we are super excited to have you folks down there. Now, real quick, before we jumped on, you made a comment about some monthly awareness things coming up.
Yeah. So November is actually a little known awareness month. It's actually impotence awareness month in November, which is the goal of that is to bring to awareness the issues and the problems that are caused by the inability to achieve erection or maintain erection. Obviously, something that from our standpoint and for our patient's standpoint is very serious for their family, for their partners. It's a very big detriment to their life and their lifestyle. So something that you don't see broadcasted all over everywhere and talked about enough. And I think our goal is to share some light on that. And then also I think it's in September, not October, is actually Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, which obviously prostate cancer affects millions of men, which we're here to serve. So I think, we're going to try to do some educational opportunities for prostate health and prostate cancer awareness month in September. So we kind of have 2 big months in the next 3 months that allow us to talk a little bit more about men's health and maybe, broadcast that in all the different mediums that we have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, that is amazing, because awareness is where you first start, right? Awareness, prevention. And, I really have to say that I think it's great that you are trying to help eliminate the stigma for men's health. So many men often don't go to the doctor until they're sick, right? They don't take the preventative approach until, the thing is broken, till the train is already derailed and now we're rolling off the tracks. And then it's like, wait a minute, the damage could have been far less had we just, really gone to the doctor the first time that you realized something was going on, at the first time. And I think, much like in women's, with mental health and stigmas with like postpartum depression. And, there's so many stigmas in women's health of body shaming and, body image. I think we need to reduce the stigma too of men's health. And like you were talking about impotence awareness month. And we just want to make sure that, if you are having something that is going on, go to Limitless Male Clinic, have them take a look. It's better to have it looked at now than having to pay the price later of not stepping in and intervening in your health or just, machoing your way out of it. I think there's no greater turn on for me than when humans all take care of themselves. When you show somebody giving a shit, then it's amazing to watch them thrive because they intervened when it mattered most.
Yeah. And I think in the arena that you're addressing there in impotence, I mean, there is a point of no return. I mean, I can tell you right now, the chance of us being able to effectively treat a patient that cannot achieve or maintain an erection is very small. The chance that we can help someone who has maybe some loss or some fullness or some issue that they could still achieve or maintain, but maybe not all the time, we have a really high success rate. And have been able to have a lot of luck with those patients and kind of helping them correct some of their problems. Now, that's not all the time. And, if we could cure ED, I probably wouldn't be on this podcast. I'd be sipping margaritas on some island somewhere by myself. But, I think we've been able to have a lot of luck with patients who have sought treatment in other places and just never got to the answer that they're looking for. But the same goes for testosterone. And I don't think it's talked enough about it. I think men are diagnosed and treated with depression and anxiety so often when, so often their problem is just, they don't feel like themselves. They don't feel like a man anymore. They're not doing the things that, they did when they felt really good and when they felt like they were at their best. And really that's just our goal, is to get you back to that point.
Yeah. I know that sexuality and sexual performance and erections and manhood are really, truly so tied together to a male's worth. And it's not something that I speak of in a light manner at all. And I'm truly do understand the sensitivity of this topic, but I just would want, the very best for every person, in attendance at QC FitFest. And if this can help someone, then amazing. And we are so glad that you're joining our mission Saturday, September 11th, downtown Davenport at the River Center. Is there any other way that our listeners can get a hold of you, Eric?
Yeah. They can go online to limitlessmale.com. Find our, we refer to it as our Bettendorf location, even though we're serving all the Quad Cities and surrounding areas. They can also find us on all social media platforms. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And then we also have a YouTube channel, which we upload all of our patient testimonials to, both short and long versions. So you can hear direct from our patients' mouths, and some of their family members have also joined us, to tell their story about success across different markets. Of our 12 locations across the Midwest.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And of course, we'll be posting that website link too in the comment section, in the summary section, once we get our podcast uploaded. So then that way in the notes, it'll be so much easier for people to get a hold of you. And then of course, we'll have all kinds of things at your booth during the QC FitFest. Eric, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Go ahead and get more information at qcfitfest.com. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you Saturday, September 11th, downtown Davenport at the River Center.